for joining us wherever they are around the world. For those of them here in the United States, we hope all of you had a happy Thanksgiving holiday weekend. We are looking forward to this Saturday at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, the home of Brooklyn Boxing, event presented by Premier Boxing Champions. We have the undefeated WBC middleweight champion of the world, Jermall Charlo, putting his title on the line against the highly ranked contender, Dennis Hogan. This Saturday, we go live on Showtime Championship Boxing starting at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. We also have a tremendous supporting bouts as we have the British star Chris Eubank Jr. making his United States debut as he battles Matt Coraball for the interim WBA middleweight championship. Also, to begin the night, we'll have Marlon Tapales going head-to-head against Ryosuke Iwasawa. That is for the interim IBF Super Bantamweight Championship. Tickets for the event at Barclays Center, they are going quickly. Promoted by Lions Only Promotions, TGB Promotions. They're on sale now. You can get them at Ticketmaster.com or BarclaysCenter.com. Or if you are in the Brooklyn area, you can go to the American Express box office at Barclays Center. Now let's meet some of the luminaries that are on the call today, as we have a man who's been a part of some of the biggest names and the biggest events in the history of combat sports. He is the president of sports and event programming for Showtime Championship Boxing. Here is Mr. Steven Espinoza.
Thanks very much, Ray. We are very much looking forward to this weekend as the middleweight division takes center stage. 2 high-stakes, 160-pound fights on Showtime as part of the 3-fight televised card, opening up with an intriguing matchup between 2 former world champions. Our main event, must-see attraction, undefeated Jermall Charlo, the star of the 160-pound division, defends his WBC middleweight title against highly ranked contender Dennis Hogan. This will be Jermall's 10th appearance on Showtime. From Showbox through Show Extreme through Championship, this will now be his 2nd consecutive Showtime headline fight of 2019. And whenever he's on Showtime or anywhere else for that matter, Jermall is definitely must-see TV. One of the most impressive and athletic fighters in any division. His appearances at Showtime have definitely been memorable. Dennis Hogan, for his part, he's coming off a controversial majority decision loss to Jaime Munguia that I think most people who are looking at it objectively believe that he won. Certainly, I believe that he won. He's a very aggressive, come-forward fighter, a strong chin. As he will tell you himself, he believes that a move up in weight is going to benefit him greatly and make him stronger. In other words, we've got the makings of a great matchup stylistically and personally, and we're looking forward to a great card this Saturday. Ray?
Thank you very much, Stephen. Greatly appreciate that. And yes, as Stephen mentioned, Dennis Hogan, originally from Ireland, now fighting out of Queensland, Australia, having come off of a highly controversial loss against Jaime Munguia back in April. Before that, he came into the fight riding a 6-fight win streak. He has fought, this is a guy who takes on any and all comers. He's fought at super welterweight, middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight during the course of his career. And also for the medium, if you want to know, we actually have Glenn Rushton, his trainer, also on the call as well. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the rising contender, 28 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 7 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Dennis Hogan. Dennis, opening comments.
Hey guys, how you going? I want to thank everybody for making this possible. Very happy to be speaking to you guys, and very, very excited to be on main event with Charlo at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn this weekend. Training has gone very well, and I just can't wait to get in there and put on a show for everybody. So thank you very much.
Now we will have the operator opening up to the media for questions.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press *1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have any questions, please press *1 on your telephone keypad. Now we'll allow just a few moments for the queue to build. Oh, and it looks like our first question is going to come from Carlos Toro with Fightful News. Carlos, your line is now open.
Thanks, Dennis, for taking time to talk to us. I know you might be pretty busy heading into fight week. You know, it's no secret that you wanted the rematch against Jaime Munguia after what happened in Mexico, and it never happened. When it became clear that you weren't going to get that rematch, what were your options for your next fight? Did you try to see if you can get a title shot against any of the other champions at 154, or was the move to middleweight always there after what happened?
Yeah, I mean, we did chase the rematch, and then we found out that was a dead end. So we actually had someone locked in for a title eliminator fight, but that fight fell through. And we were lucky enough then that Jermall Charlo, being the champion that he is, offered me the fight for the WBC. So it was a tough couple of months trying to make that fight happen, and then having another fight fall apart. But again, you know, we kept the head down, kept the faith, and luckily my team was able to pull off this fight. And a big credit to the team, Jermall Charlo also, and to everybody for making this fight. And I've certainly put my hand up to take it, and here we are now ready for a cracking fight. So,
is the loss to Jaime Munguia still sort of fresh on your mind? Do you use it as motivation, or have you sort of just moved past it and thought, you know, it is what it is, and, you know, my focus and your focus now solely on Jermall Charlo?
Yeah, look, I mean, I put it in the past, but again, as everybody says, you know, with it being a controversial decision, when I left there, I genuinely felt like I won. So it's not like, you know, I've had a loss before, and you know, I had to do some soul searching and all the rest. But from this, I genuinely felt like I won. So my chin and my head was held high, and I said, okay, I can back up and I can do better than that. And so I got back into training. I had a couple of weeks off, but I got back into training. We worked hard on making and to become a better fighter all around. And now this opportunity is showing up. So, I mean, that's in the past. I have no resentments with all of that. It is what it is. It's just setting me up for a bigger success story for the future. So,
you know, it's been quite some time, if I recall, since you last fought above 154 pounds. Heading into this training camp, is there sort of something different that's been being done to sort of get accustomed back to 116 pounds compared to when you were just solely focused on being at 154?
Look, it's not a big difference. In terms of strength, we've been able to keep my muscle building stage at the start, my strength stage, a little bit longer. But we had a lot of time for this fight, so we actually were able to keep that going. We gained another kilo of muscle, and then that's all I need, because now it's really about not having to dehydrate so much. I'm very good at doing it, and I can still perform very well. But I've always wondered, do I punch as hard as I used to when I was middleweight or super middleweight before? And on Saturday night, we're going to find out. I'm excited.
Thanks, Dennis. Best of luck this Saturday.
Thank you.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And our next question is going to come from Hans Demistode with Round by Round. Hans, your line is now open.
Hey, Dennis, how you doing?
Good, thanks, mate.
All right. First thing I wanted to ask you was, obviously about the Munguia fight. What I wanted to know is it more difficult to, get past the loss that everybody believed that you won, or is it easier to, take a loss that you felt like, okay, I can go back to the drawing board and I can get better? But with the Munguia fight, so many people felt that you won. It's just like, damn, how do I go back and get better when I already should be a champion right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. But the thing about me is I'm very goal-orientated, and my goal was always to be world champion. And even when they announced "and still in the ring," even then my head was booming with there's a lot of positive can come from this, because, my goal of being world champion, it never, for me, I felt like this may actually, even though I didn't get the decision here, this may actually set me up for bigger and better. I always have faith and a belief when following goals, and so I was right. I mean, after that, the whole world took notice, the boxing world took notice of what went on and what happened, and here we are. Like, for me right now, if you ask me how did you want your ideal world title to win your first world title, I would have told you New York. I would have said, Barclays Centre or Madison Square Garden, one or the other. I would have said, with all my family and friends there, it's a 6-hour flight from Ireland. I would have said with everybody, with a good team around me, like I've got. Everything right now is exactly as I would have wanted it to be. So you know what? A little bump in the road down in Mexico set me up for something greater. You watch Saturday night, you'll see that I'll be taking this with everything I've got.
Gotcha. Now, my follow-up question would be, do you see any similarity between the two? Obviously, they're two different weight classes, but they are a little bit similar in size. I believe they're both the same height. They both are really big punchers. So do you see any similarities, or are they just like two completely different sorts of fighters?
No, you're right. There is similarities. Me and my coach here, Glenn, I've sat there and spoken about them and in great detail. And I can see there's, as the saying goes, same but different. So there's little things that we can utilise. But overall, I mean, there is a good few similarities, but we have changed a lot up. Not a whole lot, but I mean, we've changed a bit up. And we'll be utilising that. But there is a few little differences there for sure.
Gotcha. And just my last question for you, not really to harp back on the Munguia fight, but like I said before, so many people felt that you won, but you didn't get the decision. Charlo isn't from Brooklyn; he's from Houston, but he's fought several times at the Barclays Center. Do you kind of feel with the way that you were treated in the Munguia fight that you kind of have to probably be a little bit more aggressive than you naturally are, or do you feel that you'll get a fair shake in terms of a decision over here?
Well, I mean, after the Munguia fight in training, we actually amped it up a lot. So you can see that I will be actually twice as fit as I was for the Munguia fight, and I've made all the changes to become a much more rounded fighter. This is Hurricane 3.0 right now. So I've put so much work in to even get to this point right now. To be finished all the hard work and to be in table week, I'm actually proud of myself, and I've never said that before. The amount of work that I put into this, blood, sweat, and tears to become a better fighter, I'm already proud of myself. So going in here Saturday night is going to be good for me. But again, with the Munguia fight, I put it behind me in that. But you know what? I still get tagged in posts like all the time about how they reckon I've won and how the people themselves. The most common thread in terms of messages was, Dennis, I'm Mexican. I was up for Jamie Munguia that fight, but I felt you beat him. So it was a little bit heartbreaking every now and again when I seen that after I put that to rest in my mind. But you know what? That spurred me on to go train harder every time that happens. So it sparks something in me every time I get tagged in those things, and I channel that energy into my training. So on Saturday night, you will see that difference in me, no doubt.
Gotcha. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you Saturday night at the Barclays Center, man.
Thank you very much. Take care.
All right. Once again, as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. In the meantime, our next question will come from Jake Donovan of the Boxing Scene. Jake,
thank you very much. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Hey, Dennis. Apologies, this is going to sound like more of the same from the questions you've already been asked, but I did want to ask, after the Munguia fight, did it kind of change your perception of how you need to approach each fight, knowing that an opportunity like this is always going to come on the road?
Yeah, no, I certainly have. You know what I mean? Again, I was riding a 5 or 6 fight winning, 6-fight winning streak, and I was just so used to being in the flow and winning. But now I'll still be in the flow, but we've added a lot more ferocity and fierceness to what I'm doing in there. So you will see that, and obviously that will help. Also, the way we train up in Stretton has changed a bit. It's become a lot more competitive up there, and in terms of winning rounds and that, not just getting the work done. So we've certainly seen that come inside me also to help me be a better fighter and more aggressive in terms of hitting and not being hit. So you will see that on Saturday.
Very cool. And then I know you touched on the weight, like the training process. Do you see yourself ever going back to a junior middleweight? Obviously, the goal is to win the middleweight title and then, possibly defend it. But do you see that as like the pathway to even bigger opportunities and therefore a reason to stay at middleweight?
I didn't really think about it, but to be honest with you, right now, with the power I'm getting in my shots, I think that we're going to make a big statement here on Saturday night, and that's going to be my weight. That's really how I'm feeling right now. For me, there's no plan Bs until that opportunity comes along. So right now, plan A is go out there Saturday night, put on a great fight, become the WBC middleweight champion of the world, and go on from there. So, and again, my goal is always to be unified world champion. So there's some big fights in that division, and right now that's all I'm focused on. But first and foremost, I'm focused on Jermall Charlo only.
Okay, very cool. Thank you so much, Dennis, and really looking forward to seeing you Saturday night.
Thank you very much. Take care.
My pleasure.
Dennis, and we know that the Irish fight fans are some of the best fans around the world. Can you tell us about the response you're expecting on Saturday at Barclays Center when you make your ring walk, trying to make, your dream become a reality?
I mean, if you look at what happened in Monterrey, it was a 16,000 stadium, and you could hear at least 15,000 Mexicans there, shouting, and that depth. But you know what? The 30 to 50 Irish Australians that were there was just so loud. They were closer to the ring, obviously, but anytime I landed a shot, you would know about it. And I mean, that was down in Mexico. Right now there's friends that I had in play school that have been hitting me up on Twitter that are all going flying over. Well, you see, you will be able to hear the atmosphere on the TV, and I can guarantee you it will sound like I am the A-side fighter on Saturday night. It's something incredible, but it truly is something magnificent, and it makes me rise to the occasion every single time.
Well, Dennis, we know that we appreciate you being so generous with your time as you get set for your World Championship opportunity on Saturday live on Showtime Championship Boxing, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time from Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Dennis, if you have any final comments as you get set for your matchup on Saturday evening against Jermall Charlo.
Again, this is, I'm about to make a dream come true, so I want to thank everybody involved. My team, all you guys, everybody that makes this possible. I want to thank everybody. I'm very grateful, and I'm going to put on a big performance for everybody and walk away with the world title. I want to thank Showtime, also Stephen Espinoza, PBC, and Tom Brown. Charlo, his team, everybody there. But you know what? I'm going to win the world title Saturday night, so...
Thank you very much to Dennis Hogan. We appreciate it. We look forward to seeing him as Fight Week progresses. Now let's meet his adversary, the champion, who is trained by renowned trainer Ronnie Shields. 29 years of age, was a world champion, first at 154 pounds before coming up to the middleweight division. As you heard on the call here, he's no stranger to Barclays Center. He actually won the interim middleweight championship with a highlight reel knockout over Hugo Centeno Jr. last year. After being made the full middleweight champion, he defended his championship down in his hometown of Houston live on Showtime against Brandon Adams, where he looked tremendous. This man undefeated, 29 bouts, 29 victories, 21 of those coming by way of knockout. He loves the city of Houston. He represents it everywhere he goes, and he's making Barclays Center a second home. Please welcome the world champion, Jermall Charlo. Jermall?
Yeah, how you doing? Hey, everybody.
Do you have opening comments, Jermall?
I'm ready. I'm ready. December 7th. I'm going to deliver something explosive, something that Dennis Hogan going to remember for the rest of his life. I promise to give my fans a better Jermall Charlo, the best Jermall Charlo that there is. I've been working hard with my camp. I want to thank my whole team. I want to thank Showtime, Stephen Espinoza, Ronnie Shields, Al Heyman. I want to thank Ellis Jackson, everybody who has been involved with Jermall Charlo from this point on. It means so much to me, and for everyone to stay by my side and hold me down. I want to give y'all the biggest hug and the biggest thank you.
All right, now we will open up questions for Jermall Charlo for the media. If you have a question for Jermall Charlo, by all means, the champion is here taking questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. I'll go ahead and allow a few moments for the queue to build. All right, our first question will come from Carlos Toro with Fightful. Carlos, your line is now open.
Thanks, Jermall, and thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. Now, Dennis was telling us earlier in the call about his plans of fighting in a title eliminator of sorts after the Jaime Munguia loss, and then was offered the fight against you. So in your eyes, why does Dennis Hogan stand out against any other potential contenders that may or may not have been on the table when looking at this upcoming title defense?
Dennis Hogan, possesses a lot of skills and a lot of natural attributes that, I think we can exploit, and he makes a great opponent for me as far as me, no one else wants to fight me, and he's a tough guy who wants to stand in there and fight. So, I think it makes great for a great fight.
There's no question, obviously, you are the WBC World Champion. But do you feel like some people may be overlooking you, or feel like, you getting this title is being overshadowed by the way that you got it because of the whole Canelo Alvarez franchise situation that you pretty much had no control of?
No, real fans and real, boxing fans, not the casuals or just people who don't know boxing, they understand and they know that I had nothing to do with it. The WBC calls its own shots and makes their own rules, and they've been doing that for years. I absolutely had nothing to do with Canelo moving up to the franchise belt, but I mean, think about it. Like if they say, hey, you won a lottery, and you're like, dang, I forgot I played the lottery. You're not gonna not take the money, right? So think about it. I mean, it's just a world title. It's a trophy for me. My legacy means more than me just having a belt, everyone in boxing, they understand. So, for anyone who don't, they'll understand later.
Coming into this fight, obviously it's almost a year to the day where, you had the last time you fought at the Barclays Center and you had the fight against Max Korobov. It was your third fight at middleweight, and now you're coming into this fight, your fifth fight at middleweight, firmly planted as the champion. Do you kind of feel, that this is your absolute best weight? I remember you and I were talking, and you told me that you might need some time to sort of get acclimated to middleweight. Do you feel like you're now, fully, integrated in as a middleweight fighter, and your body is at the best it could possibly be fighting at this division?
I'm one of the biggest middleweights out there. I'm the best middleweight out there. That's why I'm the WBC champ. I have things that these other middleweights haven't been able to show in years. So, yeah, I'm getting acclimated to the weight. Of course, I've been making 160 pounds for quite some time now, because when I was at 154, that wasn't my natural weight. That's why I moved up in weight. You only get older and stronger and grow. And I've grown to the middleweight division. Me and my team has executed a great game plan to get down to the weight division, and we're going to compete at the highest level.
Thanks, Jermall. Best of luck this Saturday. Looking forward to the fight.
All right, so our next question will come from Matt Young of the Houston Chronicle. Matt, your line is now open.
Hey, Jermall, I just basically wanted to know, what are the specific challenges that Dennis Hogan presents to you?
The challenges that any other fighter presents. He's a fighter. Every fighter trains to become the world champion. So he's going to be there to fight me. He's going to give it his all. I know he's going to be in shape. So what does a world champion do? We learn how to keep him off, and we learn how to fight at the best of our ability. Don't worry, I'll get in there and I'll be the best Jermall Charlo there is to be, and no one better beat that Jermall Charlo.
Also, Jermall, you talk a lot about legacy. What do you think you need to do to further cement that legacy?
I mean, as I grow, you guys will understand that, you know, what a legacy is and what it means to me. I'm young. I'm still learning. I'm still having fun. I'm enjoying my job, and I'm continuing to win. So it's obvious when I say legacy that I'm meaning my whole career. And to make a statement in my career is to get the biggest fight and to capture the world titles that I'm presented with.
All right, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just as a reminder, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, just as a reminder, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Our next question will come from Hans Damestode with Round by Round. Hans, your line is now open.
Hey, Charlo. You just said something that I thought was pretty interesting when you said that fans are going to see the best Jermall Charlo. I remember that you said on several occasions that, you know, that you really wanted to get this stoppage. You went to decision, I believe it was 2 times in a row now. We all know that you really want to get the stoppage, but isn't it a good thing to continue to, you know, go the full 12 rounds just to continue to build on that experience? Or would you just rather just get in and get out?
I don't know. I guess that's a question for Dennis Hogan, you know, and do you want to stand in there and try to fight with a Jermall Charlo, or do you want to try to box and survive, you know? I'm here to deliver the most explosive shots that I have. I'm gonna be at my fastest. I'm gonna be at my peak. You know, like I said, me and my team has done a great job in camp to you know, exploit the mistakes that Hogan makes. You know, if he can take the shot, then I'm here for 12 rounds. And if he can't, you know that I'm one of the best finishers in boxing, and I'll get the job done, and I'll get him out of there. We don't get paid for overtime, so obviously, you know, I'm here to remain safe and continue to strive for the best.
Gotcha. My next question for you would be, you know, you're from Houston. You're always repping your city. But this would be, I believe, your 4th fight in your last 5 at the Barclays Center. How would you say your relationship with just New York in general? Just how's your relationship with them, with the New Yorkers?
I love Brooklyn. You know, Brooklyn is almost my second home now. Lately, I've been fighting here some big fights in Brooklyn, some explosive knockout nights in Brooklyn. I've been 12 rounds in Brooklyn. You know, it's been a journey. Of course, I'm from Houston, so I'm bringing something to Brooklyn that I don't think, you know, they've seen in a while since the Mike Tyson days and you know, something real explosive. Like, you know, you have to stay tuned and you know, CBC and Showtime has done a great job of bringing some amazing fights to Brooklyn, and I just happen to be a part of it. Yeah, I like to call it Brooklyn, Texas.
Gotcha. And my last question for you would be, you know, do you feel that you're being overlooked? You know, obviously you're a 2-weight world champion, but do you feel that you get the recognition that you should deserve? And do you even care at this point, as long as you just keep on getting the wins? That's all you really care about? Or do you want those people, you know, be like, oh yeah, Jermall Charlo, he's that guy, or, you know, he's top 5 pound for pound and stuff like that? Do you care about that type of stuff, or not really?
Not really, but I care about it. I care about it because you care about it. I care about it because you asking me about it. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm one of the best fighters in the division. I'm the WBC champ. I'm 29-0 with 21 knockouts. I've had my share of greatness. You know, I feel good at where I'm at. Like, I'm avoided. Some people want to fight me. You know, like, it comes with boxing. This is not something that's overnight. So, like, throughout the time of my career, I'm enjoying the fact that, like, you get your ups and your downs, and like I can't knock everybody out. Some people got like the best game plan to survive. You seen my last fight. Dude is here to survive. He didn't like really want to sit there and just trade shots with me. This fight is different. I have somebody that wants to sit there and trade shots with me, and he's gonna want to fight different. Every fight is different. You know what I mean? Like some of the top in the division are fighters, and some of them are boxers. I have to be able to do what Jermall Charlo does best, and that's make the best adjustment.
Gotcha. Thank you, man. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you Saturday night, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jermall, let me ask you this. In terms of, you talk about, the other guys in the division, your focus on looking at Dennis Hogan first as you have other bigger fights that are looming within your division.
No, look, I don't want y'all to think that I'm overlooking Dennis Hogan. He's been on the calendar for a while now. I haven't looked at any other fighter outside of Dennis Hogan. My job is to break Dennis Hogan down completely, and take him out completely. Like I said, when I'm the best Jermall Charlo, some of my best fights that you've seen, guess what they end in? Knockout. Dennis Hogan can talk a good game about, wanting to be a world champion, because that's what you're supposed to do when you're hungry and you want to be, the world champion. You want to fight against the world champion, but you have to make sure that, the mistakes that you make aren't the same mistakes you've been making. He's not going to be a different fighter than he was his last fight. He could claim the A side, B side. It don't matter. I can fight on any side. It's my ability that will not let him win and will not let me get touched in that ring and make sure that I do what I'm best at. So don't think I'm overlooking Dennis Hogan, but I'm just looking for the best Jermall Charlo there is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And our next question is going to come from Jake Donovan of the Boxing Scene. Jake, your line is now open.
Great, thank you very much. Jermall, I just wanted to ask how it felt for you and Mel to promote your own show in October and to just take ownership of a real promotional company, not just have a brand that's on your events, but where you're literally a promoter.
Well, Lions Only is going worldwide. Lions Only is everywhere. When you hear Lions Only, you think of some ferocious twin boxers who stand up at the pride of the mountain, and they want it all, So to be underneath that banner, to put on our own show, it means a lot to see other fighters coming up underneath us. Me and my twin brother done a great job of letting the world know what Lions Only meant to us. So we have a great following outside of us being the competitors.
Very cool. And then, a lot of people, they talk about, we always talk about, whatever side of the street, a lot of the top middleweights are on another platform, but there's something like this where you have ownership of a company. Is that a key reason why, you're able to stay put where you are, beyond the loyalty to PBC, obviously, but, this is an opportunity that other platforms can't present to you?
It's not about a platform. It's not about any of that, man. I'm the WBC champ, I'm supposed to be able to call some shots and make my moves the way I make my moves.
Right.
I got the best team behind me. My manager has done a great job up to this point. I'm loyal, so I'm going to continue to keep my loyalty and my faith, and I'm going to continue to win, and I'm going to prosper.
All right, very cool. And then, obviously, we know you're not looking past Dennis Hogan this weekend. You keep saying you want the big fights. One fight, I don't know if it's a big fight for you, but they keep talking about is Chris Eubank, who was on the card. I know you're not focused on him, but do you kind of like having that next opportunity, up close and personal, where you can kind of weigh your options moving forward?
Man, I've seen him talking and saying everything that he was saying. That it doesn't matter. I mean, he has to try to talk himself into a fight with me, or someone bigger, because he's running out of time. Like he run out of gas, he's going to run out of time. And before you know it, I'm going to be right there in his face. When I get in his face, they don't never say none of that. They all talk over the internet, and they say these things, but they know what's really up. It's Jermall Charlo. I'm not one of those fighters that you can just you can choke on it, put your finger in front of it at the way it is. I'm not gonna do the bumping and grabbing and shit like that. We're gonna fight, So let them talk. I'm not from the UK. I'm from Houston, Texas. You gotta do your research. We don't play that around here. Like, they can say whatever they want to say, but when it's time to fight, I want to see them talk that same game. Everybody that's been saying this and that about Jermall Charlo, they got to live up to it.
Live up to it. All right, very cool. Thanks so much, Mal, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Saturday night.
All right, Jermall, we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule as you're ready for fight week, as you defend your championship on Saturday night against Dennis Hogan live on Showtime Championship Boxing from Barclays Center in Brooklyn, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific time. Jermall, if you have any final comments for the media that are on the call.
Thank you for saying a lot. Thank y'all for tuning in. December 7th on Showtime. It's going to be an explosive night. I promise to give Dennis Hogan something he will remember for the rest of his life, and that's it.
Thank you very much to the champion, Jermall Charlo. Thank you to the media. Don't forget, Saturday night, Showtime Championship Boxing, the triple header, highlighted by Jermall Charlo putting his title on the line against highly ranked contender Dennis Hogan, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time on Showtime Championship Boxing, all presented by and promoted by Lions Only Promotions and TGB Promotions, presented by Premier Boxing Champion. Thank you to the media. We'll see you during the rest of Fight Week.